motivation. Always be a champ.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition episode of Great Employees Matter, the podcast that focuses on employees and our ability to move them from being average to being great. That spends a little bit of time with employers in focusing on their appreciation of their employees, their most valuable asset. This week's guest is a kind of the epitome of the full range of what we talk about. The title of today's show is Culture Strategy, Building a Workplace That Hits Different. Bonafied is our guest today. He is native here to Las Vegas, Nevada, and has been a centerpiece in the growth of the city over the last 50 plus years. So he has a great story to share with us, and you're going to see how he goes. Well, I'm going to leave that. That's part of my talk. So. Cody, can you bring us in, please?
Yes, sir, Jimmy. I can. Welcome everybody to Great Employees Matter. Greatness, excellence, motivation. We got a great show planned today. I can hear somebody's. Is that you over there? All on silent. So greatness, excellence, motivation. We authentic around here. We just do our show. We do what we do. So, but we got a great show. We got a great guest. He's actually a client of ours as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're going to go from there. But first, I want to just go ahead and get into it with Mr. Bonafied. Bonafied, how you doing today, man?
Better in your presence.
Oh, I love it, man. Likewise. Yes. So the first thing I want to ask you, man, is where'd you grow up? Did you start right here in Las Vegas?
It's crazy because yes, I was born here. It's called UMC now, but it's called Southern Memorial Hospital. When I was born here. Then my mom at a young age moved to Seattle. So I come from the era where you used to fly on planes. Excuse me. By yourself as a kid, so I come back and forth as a summer, but I've been a plant here since 15, so over 40 plus years, but born and raised, yeah.
All right, so obviously if you were born and raised here, the culture is crazy here and the lifestyle's different, so tell me, what was that like growing up here, high school? What was the life like growing up here in Las Vegas?
Man, fun and innocent. We were a little more sneaky. We weren't as blatant as these kids.
Okay.
No, I say that to say it was camaraderie. We were really individuals, and we had a lot of fun things to do back in the day, like Wet and Wild. Man, we had teenage nightclubs coming up. Me and my partner were able to direct our success in music, like do that. Just man, like any other city, they thought we grew up in hotels out here. That's what some of them still think we live in hotels, but that's not the case at all.
I'm not gonna lie, because when I would come up here to visit and somebody would tell me they live here, I literally thought that they lived in the hotels. You don't know that there's a city around the city that's sitting here around Las Vegas. So, and now that I live here, I don't even go to the Strip that much. It's crazy. But anyway, built different. Man, you need to turn your phones off on the air, bro.
They call me while I'm online.
Yeah, no, man,
if you are live, please don't do that.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good.
Tell them where they can tap in.
Hey, they can tap into on our YouTube channel. It's Great Employees Matter on YouTube. You can go to my Facebook. I'm broadcasting live, and you can go to our Great Employees Matter Facebook page, and we're broadcasting live there as well. So, anyways, you always use the phrase and the term built different. When did you feel that you were built different and that you maybe had something to build?
I have to say early on, able to make an impact in the schools and in the neighborhoods and in the rap industry. You know what I'm saying?
No. Tell me a little bit about that. What type of an impact in the neighborhood and the schools were you making?
Well, man, shout out my old friend D Smooth. We used to go to neighborhoods back in the day, battling. At 15, I was the first one in the neighborhood to bring rap into the neighborhood. And me and my partner actually was able to be one of the first to do it on a large scale with a national distribution deal and single deal. Again, I'm gonna give credit where credit's due.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's some of the things we were able to do. The music industry, man, really opened a lot of doors for me. I can say that.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it brief like that.
Okay, no worries. So how have you seen bad culture kill good talent or great ideas in your environment?
No outlets.
Mm.
Not believing in self. Teamwork, no titles. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's friendly competition, but building together. But just talking to artists early on and some of the major ones not wanting to tap into Vegas. Really, I'm gonna say we've always had the talent, the skill sets, um, the independency. But as far as the culture and us not thriving like we should, I'd say, unlike a lot of other cities, I take responsibility. We didn't work together early on. We were, and it still happens today. Everybody wants to be that one. Oh, I'm gonna put the city on. When that door does bust open, it's gonna be 100 people busting through it. You know what I'm saying? We know that it takes a team.
Yeah, we all go together, man. So, we talk to employees and employers, and you've definitely been an employee. You've been in very high positions. You're an employer, and in the positions that you're in now. How can employers build culture from the inside out, not just from slogans, but from actual systems?
Lead by example. Deeds, not words. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what you want out of your employer, you do that. The best way to keep a crew working is work with them. You know what I mean? So they can witness how you like to have it done. There's some hashtags y'all can quote me on for real. Honesty, loyalty, being dependent. Excuse me. I can just keep going. There's integrity. You know what I mean? There's some lost things in just life and society and the world that's going on right now, let alone the culture. We have to get self right. We have to make sure we're right, and not to go off, it goes right in with where we're at. But anything and everything we do, we got to be grounded. And another G is grateful. Just waking up with gratitude. You know what I'm saying? Being grounded. Keeping our company good, staying around the fire, people that are actually making things happen and finishing, whether they're successful or not, but they're actually at it, following through to the end result. So
yeah,
well, that answered the question.
No, you did answer the question, but before I really get into it and turn it over to my business partners, I got one last question for you. And pretty much, as far as employees, you said it before, we build from the concrete up. And I think you kind of was talking about it a little bit, but what does that mean for the average employee trying to grow and lead from where they are?
I'm going to give an example, man. I retired from the city of Las Vegas here in 2012. Started from the bottom, y'all, $6.36 an hour. When I left, I was making over $42 an hour, and not including my benefits. Now, as a crew leader coming from a labor or temporary, 6 days a week, no insurance, no benefits, I was taught right, and I listened and I watched. And, I had goals no matter what. I didn't want to settle. You know what I'm saying? And there's what I would do with my crew is I wouldn't care if you were at the bottom, you just started over just a week ago. I'd give them an opportunity to lead the crew for a day. I'd have them ride with me and I'd show them, like I said, lead by example. You know what I mean? I show them what works and what doesn't. Not right or wrong, bad or good, but what works. And what's expected. So again, in this 100 and y'all know this Vegas temperature in the middle of the summer, getting out there with them, leading by example, showing them what's need to be done, and then allowing them to do it. and then positive constructive criticism. And I threw the positive in there because, starting it off with, you know, uh, you know, something, open that door, a relationship, open the door so you can communicate effectively and they'll receive it. And hey, the way you did this is how I usually do it, but that was a good idea, but what would you think about this? Just suggestion or asking questions instead of telling people what to do.
Oh, I love it. I love it, man. I can talk to you forever, man. I can keep the microphone, but of course I have to share the microphone, so I'm going to pass it over. And just to answer, Mr. Sheldon Sharp, went to school with Sheldon, Pasadena High School, in the house, Pasadena, Dean of Love. We talking about culture, and we talking about culture in the workplace, and just culture in general, and how to build it, and how to grow together. So that's a big shout out, man. I appreciate you for watching. Jimmy, take it over, bro.
Thank you for handing over the mic. I appreciate that. Hey, Joe Jack, welcome. I'm going to stay in the lane of employees, and I'm going to start by applauding you for 22 years, I think, for the city of Las Vegas. And as I've heard some of your story already, you strike me as the type of employee that every company of any size needs. And that is when you were a young employee, when you first started with them, you weren't there to shake the fences, right? You were there to do your job well, to expect that in doing your job well, you would eventually be rewarded, you would be recognized. And you went from being a frontline employee to a supervisor to a crew manager. You rose up through the ranks, and then eventually, after you retired, then you went the entrepreneur route. And my suspicion is that the hat switched at that point, because up until that point, while you were with the city, you were a very loyal, very conscientious employee for the city. When you went the entrepreneur route, now you have to learn how to be a boss and still balance that relationship between yourself and your employees or your partners, or whoever else you have to work with. So I would like you to spend a little more time talking about your journey through the city of Las Vegas, because that's going to set the stage for the questions to ask you about entrepreneurship.
Yes. Thank you, Jimmy, for I get a chance to clarify that, because a lot of people wonder, but actually, my whole time I was with the city of Las Vegas, I was in the industry. There was a transformation, because at an early age, as an artist, one of the pioneer artists in Vegas, as far as the hip hop scene, I actually working for the city, doing music. I end up having an opportunity to promote and write for major labels. So I was already, without even understanding, an entrepreneur, and had a street team promoting, whether it was Breaking Shaq's clothing line, or it was working for J Records with well-known names like Alicia Keys, Steve Don Rose, rest in peace, and Busta Rhymes, a few others. So I was already an entrepreneur without knowing I was an entrepreneur. And I started my record label in 99, Choice Records, and had about 4 artists, put out an artist dog. My legacy, this project did very well independently, broke some records and some things without just jumping out there on the skinny branches, not even knowing, but not waiting for anybody to do it for us. You know what I mean? So the transformation was really at moments in time from an artist to an executive and the owner of a record label, because hey, we ain't gonna wait on nobody. Just doing it. So it's been, I'm gonna just add this, that people still to this day, whether some of the youngsters from their parents or just seeing me on the scene, they think that I'm still kind of doing the same thing, and they don't understand that it was artists, promotions, and there's dues to be paid when you change lanes. You know what I mean? You ain't just a man, even if you're hooked up with celebrities. You know what I mean? Which again, I'll just fast forward 2016, 2000. 18. Shout out, man, one of my closest confidants and brothers, Sugar Bear Terrence, Sugar Bear Entertainment, introducing me to his cousin, Big Percy, RMM. A lot of people know him from Snoop as well as some other things, but we had the Celebrity Clothing Store in the Boulevard Mall. So the entrepreneurship was always there. What I'm grateful for now is later in the conversation when we talk about our history and the experience and how we turn it and utilize it for business to actually profit so it doesn't get burnt out. We still enjoy what we do. We do it for the love, but it's business. Whether it's family or friends, it's business. You know what I mean? So again, not really a transformation or a transition. I've been in the entertainment business since I was professionally since I was about 18 years old.
Oh wow.
Well, that changes my line of questioning with that, because the two words that come to the fore of my mind as you say that is that if you're in a dual role, right, you're sitting in the role of an employee for the city of Las Vegas, which causes some acquiescence, if you will, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have as much control as you do as an entrepreneur and working in the industry, and a difficult industry at that. And we know that hip hop was not well received or received with open arms by the city of Las Vegas. It was a real struggle.
Yes.
But the two words that come to mind to me then are patience and humility, because you had to have the patience to allow your entrepreneurship to come through and guide the development, the creation first, and then the development of your record label and those people that you have. And then to be rubbing elbows with that level of celebrity while working for the city must have caused you to have a great deal of humility, because I can see you being in a situation, or if I were in that situation, yeah, I could see having a bad day at the office and telling my boss, hey, I own a record album. I don't need to put up with this. So those are two words, as you were saying, that just popped out at me. So how do patience and humility, how have those two attributes that you clearly have, how have they affected your ability to be an employee and an employer and an entrepreneur?
He asked you like 5 questions.
No, it's right here though. It's great. He gave me a straight visual, and I have to start off by
Jimmy likes emotional.
thank you. I needed that. I give God the glory first and foremost.
Okay.
I'm a vessel. And it's the humility, the patience. As you mature, you realize you have more support than you think. You know what I'm saying? And anything stopping you is there ain't nothing stopping you. You can't give nobody that much power or control over you.
That's a fact.
I stopped me from whatever. And I can look back, I promise I wouldn't do anything different. I made sacrifices when I had tens of thousands of dollars when I started my record label. I have the name and the following. I chose to put another artist out because of something that he said to me that was life changing. That I might be one of the best guys to never make it. Shout out Dog, who's back where he's supposed to be in ministry and doing God's work. Robert Gaston, but we did a project, an album, Dog, My Legacy, and we set a legacy still to this day. But man, you just took me, some of the stuff I had talked about in years,
I know. Look at you still working. I told you this was your show today. You didn't really have to work. I see him. He got 2 cameras in his hand right now. He's still working. You behind the scenes. This is about you today.
Look at that. No, man. Really, man, you just mature. You get an understanding that it's in God's time, not in our time. And it's the perfect time as we go through different aspects of our life. And I feel like today, I don't care what I've done, what I've accomplished, who I've been with, who I've done it with. Today is the biggest day of my life. You know what I mean? And not just as far as the entertainment or the culture, just in business, just life, because I'm doing what I love. And I'm going to just speak it to the crowd because it's going to come full circle. and I'm making money doing what I love. You know what I'm saying? Investing in myself so I can look after others because we have to take care of ourselves first. You know what I'm saying? So, no, it's just a lot of things come full circle and you realize they come at the perfect time. We have to keep grinding and, they're not losses, they're lessons. And they become blessings, some of those situations that we go through, whether it's entertainment, life, business, or whatever. So I take pride in doing a good job, whether I'm taking out the trash or I'm leading the cavalry. Just my work ethic, I give it to my mom first, who set the tone. She's a beast to this moment, godly woman, spirit led. She will cook, clean, and everything for you and just feed you grapes if you ask her because she's a giver. And then my dad, rest in peace, just a community leader, and he showed me what it was like to have a career job and go out and work for it, and he was at the highest level. And was blessed to me early and still get an extra 7 years. My stepmother, rest in peace, who left before him, I didn't realize, I used to think I was I call myself the Fresh Prince of Las Vegas. Seriously. And I went from, welfare to, man, $500 just to get your summer clothes way back then, just for your summer clothes, for your school clothes. Just for you, man, I was the king in school. I dressed so fly. My stepmother, her tough love. And it was love, though. Her tough love and her discipline. I didn't get it until I moved out at 18. I'll just say that I moved out in July, right after graduation, said something slick. And she's my dad said, "Don't come back. You really don't come back." But Christmas, she had the family car. I had a ribbon on it. It wasn't my pops. It was her. She was the staple. She was the foundation. She was what a queen, what a support system looks like, a mother, a community leader who coached in the community. I can't complain. If I did, man, then I need to leave here now because I've been blessed with everything I need to succeed. There's no excuses for anything. So thank you guys for the opportunity to let it out. You see it's a lot because I've been held back to a lot of platforms that offer me to come on and talk, and you guys have something special here because of the recent mic and creation for cause. I'm here today.
Oh, we're gonna get into it, but first we're gonna keep passing the mic, Jimmy.
Lloyd, I know you know of Lloyd. I don't think you've met him in person. Hopefully that'll happen someday soon, maybe in the next couple of weeks.
It's happening on the 4th of July.
We're going to turn it over to Lloyd, and good luck.
Oh, man.
Wait, I resemble that
Hold
remark.
on. Before Lloyd gets started, just for everybody out there, I know they're just tuning in to see me on a new platform. I put it out there a little bit, guys. Anybody tuning in on any of my platforms, we are at Great Employees Matter on YouTube or Facebook. Rather see you there. Great Employees Matter. You can see the whole show, everything there. We're live now, but it'll be there. Thank you, guys. Lloyd.
Yeah. Did I hear you correctly saying that you were working for the government for a while?
City of Las Vegas, Parks Department, 22 years.
As far as I know, you're the first guest we've had that has that kind of government experience. And I'm wondering what kind of differences you can offer between working for a government and working in private industry.
Lloyd, you are the man. Thank you for that question. I have fun with it. I tell people all the time, man, I love school, first of all. I did okay. I got an A in government, but I didn't learn about politics until I started working for the city.
That's okay. A lot of our current politicians still don't know about politics. So
Oh,
you're in good company.
Yeah. So, man, there's politics in everything. So that's how I utilize that. And wow, it's a great question. And it's a tough question as well. And I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna stop there. I just again, the books don't show it. There's I won't go into systemic stuff, but there's politics in everything, guys, for real. Sometimes even family, we play politics amongst each other. We just don't realize it.
And that's exactly what I was going for, because it seems like even in the private sector, there's office politics, right? You think friends are there, you think coworkers are going to support you, and sometimes they don't. So I'm just wondering, with your experience, do you have any hints for how you navigate that?
Be the biggest version of yourself in every moment. You know what I mean? Be true to yourself. You know, don't sell out. You know what I mean? Especially with everything that's going on now. Whether it's public, private, government, um, there's going to be challenges, roadblocks, but I look at obstacles as opportunities. And so, again, coming from, again, the government side of things and actually dealing with it and being in the entertainment industry and seeing some of those politics, man, I got a double shot at the same time, to be honest.
Okay.
That was going to be my next question, which was, you seem that you go from one fire to another. The entertainment industry seems to have as much politics in it as government. And I'm just wondering, you must have been skilled at being able to navigate that, and what kind of hints or what kind of offerings you could offer the audience.
Man, Lord, I've watched you guys show, and you're touching my heart right now with these questions. I'm serious.
Yeah, because he being nice to you for some reason. He likes you.
No, these are powerful questions.
Yeah, no, he does a great job.
Man, Steve, you interrupted. Run it back just the end of that one more time, please, Lord, because I had the perfect.
Well, I was just wondering what kind of hints you could give people. You seem to be choosing careers that have all these political minefields, right?
Okay.
Government can be cut, supervisors, all that kind of stuff.
I got it. And especially here in Vegas, guys, remember this, man, it's who you know. It really is who you know. But you got to know something. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be a master, or at least attempting, and that's your intention, to be a master at your craft or whatever it is, your skill set. Whether you're an owner, an employee, whatever that looks like. So first, I would say that guys, it's politics everywhere and everything. And like, life's about relationships. So, man, take your time. Don't take things personal. You know what I mean? Sometimes, again, those lessons become blessings. At the city of Las Vegas, a guy, my first day on the job, he wasn't even the boss. He was a step above me. He cussed me out. Shout out Ray Montoya, because of Ray relationships. And even at that moment at a young age, I stood up for myself. Along the way, I got my crew leader position because of him. He believed in me and he taught me a lot. He taught me a lot about politics a long way. A Hispanic gentleman, Ray Montoya, retired from the city as a big wig. And he had me on his crew, and he taught me a lot, man. And what I learned in that is about relationships, how we treat people. And again, not taking it personal, but some people are just who they are. So they might treat their own mom or sister or brother like that. You know what I mean? So there's lessons in it.
I have just one more question before we get to the patented Great Employees Matter question that you get to answer for today. I love the expression building together. And one of my experiences in both being a boss and a supervisor is that enough companies do not do building together. You hear about team exercises or once in a year retreats or something else, but they don't practice building together on a daily basis. And I think that's one of the things personally that's missing from employer culture. Can you comment on how it is that employers can aid in this building process?
Stop playing favorites. You know what I mean? And no labels or anything, but you got to treat the janitor like the president. You know, the same love. It's the same thing like when we go outside. Excuse me. Whether it's someone that has less than us, that's homeless, whatever, excuse me again, their situation. But man, we got to stop judging, man. We have this pride and ego and jealousy and envy in us. Treat people like human beings, man. Treat them like it's a cliche, but how you want to be treated, man. And most of us, and I'm shouting out the men right now, man, we got to stand up and speak up. We want to be treated with love. Yeah, we want to be respected, but we want to be treated with love. And that's what happens outside when we step in these doors, whether it's employee and work relationships. Man, do something, sacrifice. These people sacrifice for us and our companies. Man, a picnic, invite them to the home, and let's just, I don't know, a la carte, or just whatever it looks like, man. But really, what I see you're gonna like this, my OKC doing to Indiana, being brothers, a brotherhood, family, being not just getting along on the court. Which, watch this, shout out Shaq and Kobe, man, rest in peace, Kobe, because people know the story. They didn't like each other, but they were able to win championships together. So realizing what the goal is, the end goal is, and whatever it takes to get there. You know what I mean? Because it's not always going to be peaches and cream. But sucking up and being the bigger person, man. As I get older, I realize we got to pick and choose our battles, man. And a lot of them ain't battles at all, but we turn them to wars.
Oh man,
that's unbelievable. And so now you get the Great Employees Matter trademark patent pending. The question which you are designed and is a softball question so that you could just answer right off the top of your head without having to do any thinking. And because I like you, I have 3 possible topics. You can choose from any one of the 3, or because I really like you, you'll be able to choose one of your own. So my first question has to deal with whether or not the fact is, should the U.S. have bombed Iran? What do you think of the nuclear facilities? Did we really do any damage? Or another easy question, how do we fix the immigration system? Do you think that we are going in the right direction, and what should we do? Or the third easy topic, what do you think is going to happen in the NBA draft?
You know what? And I don't even like doing politics. But I'm going to speak on the Iran. And what happened with Iran is what needs to happen with us individually and collectively as a world, let alone cities and communities. Excuse my French, but we need to mind our own business. We need to mind our business first and foremost. That's just how I feel, you know. So, hey.
That's great. And you don't have to worry about the language. Even the president used that this morning. I'll pass it over to Kobe or Jimmy, whoever wants to pick it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not second with that. Go ahead, Kobe.
oh wow, you're looking at me, man. Funny. Well, I'm gonna change the subject just a little bit. Bonafied, we got introduced to you through one of our being I'm on the committee. Jimmy's on the board for Creation for Cause, which is a nonprofit here locally in Las Vegas, helping out the homeless and the IED community and other amazing things that they do. We met you through them. We connected. You do media as you are on your own show right now in front of everybody, which is hilarious, right? But you do media and you are very, very involved with the culture. And I kind of want to go back to that. Can you tell us, this is kind of like shameless plug, I guess, Jimmy, I might be a little bit premature, but I want you to tell me a little bit about what you're doing around the city. I know you're on the radio, couple of things and things like that. Just tell me that power so that we can go into what else I want to talk about.
You guys are awesome. Again, I'm blessed to be here. And this is fate. Shout out and means my Creation for Cause. we make a difference in the community, whether it's kids and even adults with disabilities. We are going to end homeless in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on the media team with that. Started off as behind the scenes, but was blessed to be offered to be in front of the camera, as well as handling some of the media and promotion behind the scenes, as well as host on Vegas Up Now radio show at Hot 702.5 with my blood cousin, my first cousin, more than a protege. He's my leader at times, Charles Tatum. Connected with a lot of different strategic partnerships. But to be honest, my priority right now, again, shout out to Chronic Tales and Joe Jack and the whole team with that movie, merch, and music. Shameless plug, Joe Jack album coming out 9/11.
Yeah, and I think Joe Jackson in the comments. I'm pretty sure I saw him in the comments. So man, shout out.
Yeah, that's Game Spitting Entertainment, which I'm blessed to be, partners with my partner Joe Jack with that label and some of the artists and releases and stuff. And I don't even talk. I'd rather show than talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they don't come to pass. But again, some of the things I'm involved with that come to mind. Cultures Network Connection, my brand. We're connected to artists, entities, and businesses. Because even the artists are entities and they're businesses. They just don't realize that at an early age in their artistry. But we're about bridging the gap between the city and the celebrity, the community and the country, through business, music, fashion, and entertainment. That's what Cultures Network Connection is all about. So I'm blessed to have some partnerships from here in Nebraska, California, Oregon, Seattle. Stop there. It's too much. But yeah, so I have my hands in a little of everything, but with you guys, and through because of Creation for Cause, now I'm in a position. I want everybody to really dial in and comment about this. How about this? Now I can help me help you. I can help you help me. And what that means is it doesn't get burnt out because there's structure, there's system in place with some of the things we'll be talking about and what I'm involved with Podcasters Excellence Academy, which was life-changing for me, seriously.
Man, I love that answer. And I just like what you guys are all doing collectively. We've been able to be fortunate enough to get some clients. You're one of them. To be able to help put you in a position. I can't wait. We're already on that journey. There's already some great things happening from just the collaboration of each person. We're networking properly. People are, rising tide raises all ships. It's about community. And you guys hear me say that a lot on this show because we believe in it. We believe in making sure that we're not just coming to people to try to get business from you or to do that. We try to really help you get in a position so that, number one, can afford us because we're not that cheap. You know what I mean? So, with saying that, man, Jimmy, I want to pass it over to you and see what your thoughts are.
Jimmy?
Yes, sir.
I have to correct them.
Uh-oh, you got to correct me already?
Cameras on us. There ain't no trying over here, guys.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
People here to try. And it's a blessing before Jimmy even speaks, guys. Listen, I'm a vet at this. When we talk about culture, business, opportunities, man, to have the equitable support, to have direction, when you really invest in yourself and the investment triples immediately, when there's residual income that you wasn't even thinking about within communities, within platforms, again, I hope Jimmy is going to some of the things that I've been blessed about because it's actually more than anything I've done in my life or any time in my life, helped me, support me with structure, with my business and direction. And my purpose and vision is on point. That's what I want to say.
Oh, man.
I appreciate that. And I'll expand a little bit on what Toby said. Yes, we're not inexpensive. However, I can assure you that our customers get more because we think that's how community are to their success. I think you heard you say before that we are not just an agency, we're a profit center for the customers, and we help them teach them how to move forward. With that, before I go to my next comment, I'm going to turn it back over to Kobe because we didn't have a promotion on a sponsor of the day, which is Podcast Excellence Academy. So would you like to do that?
Yeah, so check it out. Go to www.podcastexcellenceacademy.com and you can join our community. Right now, it's $20 a month. So people, like I tell Jimmy every time I say that, I feel like people feel like I'm asking them for something crazy. But the value, the quality, what we're building in there, the leadership, the networking, the support, it's just second to none. And what that payment does is get you out of the way. But a lot of people don't even know. I can let Bonafied. He's in there. He is one of our paying clients, but he came in and immediately wiped out his payment, and now he's getting paid because of how we have it set up. So join the community. If you're trying to podcast, that's great. We help podcasters, but we also help you with mindset, personal development, inspiration, motivation, networking, and just building. It doesn't have to be podcasting. We just help you all the way around. So it's a great community. Come check us out. We got free courses in there. It's just a great place to be. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Bonafied. You're in the community. So since you are in the community, why don't you give us a little bit of a taste of what you've been going through so far?
All right. So thank you. I got plenty to add because being in the entertainment business, and this might cover some of the things that we touched on previously with Lloyd, private, public, man, and just the world in general, man. We know how it is. Your priority is not your best friend's priority, or sometimes even your business partners. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we feel like we're by ourselves out there. You know what I'm saying? So for me, right off top, in my business and the people that work with me, it's a support system. It's motivation. It's daily motivation. And not just that corny cliche motivation, strategic motivation geared towards whatever it is that you're up to. So I may have a question in the community on something about my Vegas Up Now show. And I can get feedback there, I can get direction, I can get support, and I can even get other interviews, which I ain't even going to speak into that, some of those other blessings, you know what I mean? But the community offers so much, just like you said, the course, man, the free course that's within the community. You're with like-minded people that already have their businesses or their shows, their platforms. There's affiliate programs where you can make money without even in your sleep. Mailbox money, as they say. I'm serious. No forced sign up or anything, but first of all, anybody watching this, sign up. If you got a problem and you under me, it's for sure. I guided you to. If you got a problem after 30 days, I'll give you your $20 back. Because first of all, it's under. I'll skip that part. Let's just
Yeah. Well, yeah. We're gonna stop there
because
we do got compliance on the line with us, and we're not trying to get nobody in trouble around here. So I'm gonna say one thing with that. If you guys, anybody that knows Bonafied, want to sign up, just how we do it, just the way we do it, contact Bonafied, let him sign you up, or let us know that Bonafied sign you up so that we can make sure that he benefits in the process. That's just how we do it.
I love the podcasting element and learning the ins and out from beginning, but there's some personal growth and personal development for life skills. I promise y'all. That's what some of the things that I'm getting out of it that's been even just as valuable is seeing how someone else is going through a situation or dealing with a situation, whether it's a setup, whether it's equipment, whether it's a fundraiser, whether it's advertising, promotion, or whatever. So the community has a lot of avenues, a lot of outlets within the community. So,
man, I love it.
I'm going to jump back in here. Twice now you have said the word cliche, and I'm going to go back to the original cliche where we talked about how to treat others. And I would submit that that shouldn't be a cliche, but that should be a lifestyle. People should treat others the way that they want to be treated. If you can treat people the way you want to be treated, what does that do? I took a couple notes here while you were talking. It says we can eliminate labeling and promote acceptance. We can eliminate hatred and promote love. And that's all in that the effective use of that cliche. So let's not have it just be a cliche. Let's let it be a lifestyle that I'll strive towards. And it's easy to do. Right? You know how we all have the same basic needs of love and acceptance. And if you treat people that way, then you're paying it forward. You're teaching them how to treat others as well, and how to treat others the way they want to be treated. And the domino effect of that is immeasurable. So thank you for raising that.
Thank you.
And thank you for being on our show. You're a great guest. I'm going to turn it back over to Lloyd for a second before we go back into the shameless self-promotion. But you have a lot to promote, so go ahead, Lloyd.
You've so interesting, and you've had so many different jobs. Can you tell us what the worst experience you ever had at work was? If you can, without embarrassing anybody, just tell us the one thing that never ever should be done.
Ooh, let's see. Well, you know what? It's really as simple as judgment. From the hiring process to actually being an employee or being the employee. There's a lot of judgment, man, on how a person looks, talks, where they come from. Jimmy just touched on it again. It's really getting back to the human side of life, y'all. Just treating people like our grandma. And some of the youngsters coming up now, they don't really know what that experience is like because, I don't know. The grandmothers are a little bit younger these days. Let's say that. So, no, and that's no knock to nobody, definitely any women or any of that. Men, we get to step up and just be responsible. But yeah, I'm really. It's about just really being grounded, down to earth, and not taking things personal, treating people with respect, kindness, and love. You know what I mean? It goes a long way. If I could add, from a personal experience, sometimes in life things happen, whether it's business or in our personal life, that someone does something wrong or does us wrong, if you say, or does something that affects it. They're all the way not right. And, even in that, responsibly, we get to take a look at ourselves and see what didn't work with us or what we could have did different. And that's just the 40,000 foot view, as your previous guest said. Because, again, just breaking ourselves down to being a human being, whether I'm the supervisor or I'm the janitor or just the person to come pick up gum off the floor, I wouldn't care. Don't get into titles, man. It's about teamwork. So yeah.
I just have one comment before I turn it back for the self promotion. But watching you and listening to you, and listening especially hard to what it is you have to say, you appear to have found an inner peace that most people strive for but are not able to attain. And I congratulate you on that. That you seem extremely comfortable with who you are, despite the arduous journey that you have traveled. And congratulations.
Thank you. Guys,
Man, it's awesome.
I've as recently as 3 months ago, like a lot of people, I've suffered some losses. And one of my biggest challenges is losing people close to me. So I lost three little brothers, but last one was on February 21st. And if and when we are think we grounded or grateful, you know, there's relationships out there we got to heal. You know what I'm saying? Just don't go to bed without knowing there's somebody you got to heal relationships. We're not promised the next moment. And those losses have shaped because we're the closest.
Jimmy, you got something to say over there?
Don't do that.
Oh, sorry. Never mind. Jimmy's over here balling. I forgot. You know, we got a theme that the ongoing theme that goes with the show now. You know, I think it's supposed to be that we're supposed to try to make the guests cry, but all of our guests like to make Jimmy cry.
All right, I'll jump in there.
All right, here he comes.
I am going to avoid all that. I want to reflect back on one of your comments about a lot of people in this day and age have not had the blessing of enjoying that grandma experience, right? And part of it is because of the deterioration of the extended family and appreciation for that. But you know, grandma's taught us accountability, right? When grandma spoke, you listened to what she had to say, and sometimes it was words of heartfelt advice, and sometimes it was sit your butt down in that chair and do what you told to do, and we needed that, you know. And so some of today's youth just have not had that opportunity. And if there's any way for any of you to help them gain that, I think that would be good. The other thing that you said that hit home for me, you were basically saying that, especially in the workplace, when there's a confrontation, it's wise to at least attempt to put yourself in the other person's shoes before you react to it. And if you don't do it before you react, one thing that I've learned to Kobe from my business partner there is that when there's something that goes awry, when there's something that goes negative in our business development, he is the first to ask, what did I do to contribute to that situation so I don't do it again? And that's such a simple, impactful skill that everybody should learn. And they should take the time to reflect inside themselves and figure that out. Because there's always something that we could have done differently. And therefore, we can take accountability for our actions or inactions. But we've employed the people just take that time to reflect and say, hey, I must have contributed somewhere to this. And even if I didn't, I still need to reflect and consider what could have been done differently. So thank you for that lesson.
I didn't even know I was doing a lesson, but you're welcome. You're welcome. So more shameless plugs. Anything you got coming up, Bonafied, in the near future besides getting your business and website out there? What do you got coming?
Yeah, so first and foremost, every Saturday, 1 p.m. right now, but starting in July, guys, we're going to be going to 12 p.m. That's the Vegas Up Now show. Sir Charles Tatum and Bonafied. Catch us up, Vegas Up Now on Hot 702.5. Again, as well as Creation for Cause. You guys stay tuned on the media side of things. I'll be putting a lot of information and stuff out there about whether it's fundraisers, the care complex, which once a month we're there making an impact, along with Podcast Excellence Academy, you know what I mean, for the free haircuts and the give back for some of our journey of ending homelessness, as well as a docuseries coming out called A Walk in My Shoes. So you guys stay tuned for that. Cultures Network Connection, the community, the bridge between whether it's the young, the middle, the older, but as far as the culture, as far as the community, the city, whether it's sports and entertainment, it doesn't matter. The connection of us actually working and building together, it's begun. Yes, there's a lot of people doing a lot of things, but there's it's bigger cliques in Vegas, and we know that. We got to start being honest with each other. I'm blessed to have the relationships I have, you know, and I'm not all that. I ain't trying to put it out there like that, but we get to build our own relationships and stop coming up off of other people and stop being clicked up and mad at this one because somebody else is. What happens when they're friends and their family again? You look real stupid. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm up to. Cultures Network, the website's coming. Just stay tuned. Podcast Excellence Academy, Great Employees Matter. It's a match made in heaven. I've been able to watch you guys and some of the work that you guys done for Creation for Cause behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. It's amazing. So stand around the fire. Stand around people that are actually making it happen. And by correcting this guy, it's not personal. Try. I can try to record myself. Try. I can keep trying. But you can either do it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? And I'm standing around people that's active and in action, and I'm blessed.
All right, well, we're blessed too, man. We're blessed too, Jimmy.
I was just going to say, as are we are blessed to have you in our circle. And the fine folks that you bring to us, your commitment to everything is amazing. We're excited about watching you grow. You might even consider doing something specifically for entrepreneurs here in Las Vegas, right? So they could use you. You are so inspirational just by being yourself. So thank you for taking the time to be on our show. Thank you for sharing. Thank you on behalf of the audience for the gems that you have left them. We're always looking for gems, and we consider you to be a gem. So thank you.
Yep, and Lloyd?
Just wanted to say thanks. Truly enjoyed the hour. It was great, and look forward to seeing everything that you get done.
Yeah. Salute, gentlemen. A privilege and a pleasure being here.
Oh, we love it. So with that, it's been Great Employees Matter. Another show, another great show, another great week. But you know what? Actually, no. Before we go, I can't let you get out of here without asking you one more question. What's one gem, one truth you want every listener to walk away with today about culture, purpose, or legacy? We gotta teach, man. So I need you to give me that before you leave.
It's simple. It came to me soon as you believe in yourself. You're enough.
I love it.
Wow.
I love it. You are enough. And with that, we want to appreciate everybody that came in and rock with us live on Great Employees Matter in the chat. We appreciate you. We value you. So that's one way. Just come in and support and show up and engage. If you want to hear about anything or you want to know about a topic or